Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Disconnect for Adventure. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be talking about layering. Layering is one of the most important things you could do for hiking and backpacking. It is essential to your comfort, and it's essential to your safety, because weather can change in a minute's notice up in the mountains, and you need to be prepared for that. So first, let's start with base layer. So in California, we don't get cold very often. So basically wintertime is the coldest time of the year, but in the mountains it can change at any time. So it's always good to have the proper base layer if you're going in the mountains. So for that, I use a merino wool base layer. This one's an Eddie Bauer edition, but any brand will pretty much do. Merino wool is very soft. It's a lot softer than standard wool. It won't make you itchy, and it does a great job at adding a little bit of warmth, but also wicking away moisture, and that's its main purpose, to get that moisture off of you. You don't want your sweat on you. It's going to make you cold. It could make you hypothermic if you're up in the high altitude and very cold. So merino wool, great base layer. For spring, summer, and fall, or if I'm not going in the mountains, what I choose is synthetic. For that, I go with the Outdoor Research Echo Hoodie. This is a fantastic base layer. I love the hood. I wear it usually when I'm in the sun. Keeps my ears and the back of my neck from getting sunburnt. And I'll wear a hat underneath it to protect my face a little bit. It does have an SPF of, I think, 5, if I remember correctly, which isn't a lot, so you still want to wear sunscreen, but it does help. Same thing with the long arm panel or having long sleeves. It helps just get rid of all that moisture and protect your arms at the same time. It's very breathable. You won't get wet wearing this, essentially. It breathes completely, and the wind will help dry off your sweat right away. So Echo Hoodie, fantastic piece of gear. It's not very expensive, under $100, well worth it. Next, we'll talk about mid layers. I go with 2 different mid layers. I don't wear them at the same time, but I do use them for different purposes. My first and my favorite jacket of all time is the Arc'teryx Atom LT. Now this jacket is fantastic. It is pretty rough, or not rough, but pretty strong, I should say. So it's pretty abrasion resistant. So if you're going through with your backpack on and you're rubbing it up against sticks and stuff like that on bushes, it will hold up pretty good. I've never had this rip or tear. I wear it with my pack all the time. One thing I really like about it is it has these, see if I can show you, these side panels here. These side panels are pretty much mesh underneath, and it helps all the sweat and wetness that is on your back or anything else breathe out, so you don't get hot and sweaty. It's right in the armpit area, so it helps breathe out for your pits instead of having like pit zips that you would have on like a shell. But it works like a soft shell, essentially, this jacket. It's fantastic. I like using it. It is a bit heavier than your typical hiking jacket, and it doesn't pack down very good. It'll pack into its own hood, but I mean, it's going to be pretty bulky still for a pack. I usually just shove it in my pack whenever I need to, instead of rolling it up and doing that. But my all-time favorite jacket, I wear this thing daily, even when I'm not hiking. It's just a great jacket, good down to about 40, 45 degrees. So when I get to camp though, usually that back of my jacket from wearing that hiking will be a little bit wet. So what I'll do is I'll switch right away to something that is completely dry, and that is the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer 2. This is a fantastic jacket. It's very lightweight, packs down really small, and it works fantastic at keeping you warm when you get to camp. The worst thing you want to do when you get to camp is let yourself cool down without putting something else on, because your body will get cold quick because you're not putting out any effort anymore and burning any calories. So your body's going to cool down. So it's great to get a light puffy on as soon as you get to camp. That way you don't get cold, because it's a lot harder to warm up once you're cold than to just stay warm. So the Ghost Whisperer 2, it's a fantastic jacket if you can swing it. It is expensive at about 350 bucks, but there are alternatives too. The Decathlon Trek 100 is a great alternative from everything I've seen. I don't own one, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's actually warmer than this from what people say, and but it's not as light. So you're basically paying for the lightness when you go with like a Ghost Whisperer. Now if I'm going up into the Sierras or it's really cold wintertime, I'll also bring the Arc'teryx Thorium with me. The Thorium is a nice 800 filled down jacket. It's much thicker than the other ones, and I'll usually wear this on top of one of the other ones just to increase the warmth. It's pretty heavy, but it packs down to a little bit smaller than an Nalgene bottle. So yeah, the thorium is fantastic, and it will keep you warm down to 0 degrees easily. Very great jacket. So on top of these layers that were just looked at, you also need a shell. Now personally, I'm in the market right now for a new shell. I have a Mountain Hardware shell right now. I don't remember what model it is, but I hate the thing with a passion because it's supposed to be waterproof. It wets out on me within 10 minutes of just moderate to light rain, and to me that's not acceptable. When you're out and about hiking and it starts raining, you need something that's really going to keep you dry. So for now, I'm just going to buy a set of Frog Togs while I continue to shop around. Really don't want to spend $800 on like an Arc'teryx beta shell or something like that, because for what I do, just hiking and backpacking, I don't need all that extra protection. So we'll see what happens and what I end up deciding on, but I'll be sure to give you guys a nice review of that when the time comes. Well, thank you for joining me today. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. We'll be coming out with a lot more equipment reviews, a lot more adventures, and things that we do. So thank you. Till next time. Bye.